a black pilot, you wonder, you say, I hope they are qualified. If I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. I'm dealing with somebody in customer service who's a moronic black woman. I wonder, is she there because of her excellence, or is she there because of affirmative action? Thomas Sowell and Justice Clarence Thomas are far better black role models to celebrate than Martin Luther King. Period. End of story. This guy is not worthy of a national holiday. He is not worthy of godlike status. In fact, I think it's really harmful. I'm going to trust the Lord. I know what we're saying is true. I was disappointed because I said, listen, guys, you could hate what I'm doing. You could criticize it.
I live like a capitalist every single day, Shank. I live as a capitalist. Okay? I live what I believe. No. What do I do? I get...
Joy Reid and Michelle Obama and Sheila Jackson Lee and Ketanji Brown Jackson were affirmative action picks, we would have been called the racist. We know. It's very obvious to us that you were not smart enough to be able to get it on your own.
I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights.
Fella, guys, we back today again to talk about some things what transpired yesterday on September the 10th of 2025. One Charlie Kirk has been pronounced deceased. And let's hear what Tariq Nasheed has to say. And I'm going to comment between, guys. All right.
And as you know, family, right-wing commentator / suspected white supremacist Charlie Kirk was killed today in Utah. And I'm not speaking out of turn by saying that he's a suspected white supremacist. I've told him that for years. I've said that directly to him. And really, that's what he's known for. To be honest, Charlie Kirk is not really known for anything else except spewing a lot of anti-black vitriol. What else is Charlie Kirk known for? Okay? But nevertheless, he was out there in Utah at some university there giving a speech. There was about 3,000 people out there. And the sniper was on a roof and let one of them hot things loose and got him up out of here. And, well, a lot of people feel a certain way about it. A lot of people have been talking about it. I made a couple of tweets about it. I didn't really clown him, but I asked some questions. I just talked about the irony of it. I had a tweet that went viral. Let me find that tweet. Boy, the white supremacists call themselves attacking anybody who has something critical to say about Kirk. They call themselves dogpiling and attacking people. My tweet, let me pull up my tweet. My tweet said, and it went super viral, it says Charlie Kirk goes around campuses talking about how violent black people are. His social media timeline goes on and on and on about how violent black people are. And he's out here in Utah, and in the middle of his speech discussing black gang violence, he gets shot by a white man. Oh, God. Oh, I've been all types of N-words today. I've been all types of N-words, jigaboos. I've been everything. Oh, the white supremacists are losing their mind. We got one up in here now. Hold on. Let me get Dr. Davinsky. He's our resident white supremacist. Dr. Davinsky, how y'all feeling about this in Australia? You back in Australia?
Yeah, bro. When I saw that video today, I laughed for like 10 minutes. But look, we can't jump to conclusions. I think there's a chance there was a fentanyl involved, an overdose.
Was it fentanyl?
I think it was. I think we have to wait for the coroner's report. You know, I think there's comorbidities that are probably going to come out in future. You know, white people of heroin. So we can't jump to conclusions, Tariq. I think that, like, yeah, there's a little gunshot, but really I think that was an overdose. He clenched up. He did the fentanyl fold. You saw it. I mean, this...
All right, man, you never know. So, you know, we're just waiting on all the facts to come through. But yeah, the irony is not lost, family. the irony is not lost. And, I'm not celebrating, but I'm not shedding a tear. Folks are telling us, they're jumping up in our timelines telling us we have to have empathy and, we got to take the high road. He has a family. You shouldn't wish this on anybody. Don't be like that. I know y'all not wagging y'all finger at black people. I know you guys are not telling black people to be empathetic towards Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk said himself, he don't like the word empathy.
I can't stand the word empathy, actually. I think empathy is a made-up New Age term that does a lot of damage, but...
Because he shows none when black people are being harmed.
Well, family, I haven't heard one fabrication, one lie up to this point. Everything that he said, I can co-sign emphatically without a shadow of a doubt. People want you to have some type of compassion, but they show no compassion. The Bible tells you, show yourself friendly to gain a friend. You have to be friendly in order to gain a friend. These people are not your friend. These people like Charlie Kirk. This guy didn't have on a Klan robe, and this is what I tell y'all. See, you look for white supremacy to come in a hood, a handkerchief head. No, this guy's suit and tie. You understand? Going from campus to campus across the United States and abroad, spreading hate, telling lies. And Donald Trump is going to give him the Medal of Freedom, they saying. That's what he announced today. So this tell you what you're dealing with, right? See, now this is good because you seen it firsthand, a bird's eye view of it. What we've been telling y'all the whole time. This guy never seen a black person where he agree with Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, Trayvon Martin, Martin Luther King. He had negative things to say about all of them. He denigrated Martin Luther King, a preacher that was trying to help people, black people in particular, to get civil rights. He said he was a bad man, according to Charlie. But yet they want you to feel sorry, though.
Charlie Kirk's whole career revolves around and it's centered around denigrating black people. That's his career. Charlie Kirk has made a career, and even his organization, Turning Points USA, that's a racist ass organization. Go look up all the accusations of racism within that organization. For years, I've been calling them out for years for their inside institutional racism within that organization. Go look it up. Just Google. Just Turning Point USA racism. Yeah? Charlie Kirk, for years, has sat up here and justified the murder and the harming and the subjugation of black people nonstop. Going all the way back to Tamir Rice. There's tweets from him from 2013 justifying Trayvon Martin. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Caping for Zimmerman and justifying Trayvon Martin getting hemmed up by Zimmerman. Charlie Kirk, his anti-black racism goes way back.
Speaking of George Zimmerman, since he was such a staunch advocate for George Zimmerman, didn't George Zimmerman sell the gun that he unalived Trayvon Martin with? And everybody was celebrating online. I have a question. I wonder, will they auction off the gun that unalived Charlie Kirk? Because I might know a few people that want to put in a bid on that.
You understand? This man has said all types of vile stuff about black people. Jacob Blake, remember he got shot out there? He was justifying that. Every black person with a decent job is a DEI hire, according to him. He denigrated black women. What did he say about Ketanji Brown and all that, saying that she's the DEI hire, affirmative action, saying that black women, basically, they don't have the brain processing power to be taken seriously, so you got to steal a white person's slot. He said stuff like this.
Yep, facts.
And the repeated lies about George Zimmerman. I mean, that whole George Zimmerman died of fentanyl and all that stuff, justifying George Zimmerman getting lynched. justifying Breonna Taylor getting executed, talking about she was a criminal and her thug boyfriend this and thug boyfriend that. So blaming her for getting shot by race soldiers. Come on, this dude has a long history of anti-Black racism. He said the Civil Rights Act in the 60s was a huge mistake. So that's denigrating all of us, saying that we don't really deserve rights. He's always talking about the Black community's problem is not racism. No, it's the fatherlessness in Black culture, just denigrating us all the time. These things have real world consequences because he's clicked in with the political machine. So those white supremacist views and anti-Black views that he spews, that ends up in policies. See, he's not some harmless troll. This dude is clicked in with the White House, spewing that nonsense.
Fam, look online. Everybody copying, please. Talking about he just had a different political view, a different political affiliation. This man rubbed shoulders with senators, congressmen, presidents, lawmakers. And they share the same sentiment as him. You understand? Because he wouldn't be hanging around if they didn't believe in the same ideology. So don't come with this where he just had a different political view. No, political views that harmed us. So it's more than just trolling. Turning Point USA. It's more than just trolling. Okay? He didn't care about one Black individual, but yet y'all say he a child of God, huh? He a child of God. What God are you referring to? Because I know you can't be talking about the Bible. Because I have seen him post Bible scriptures, but yet he's a hypocrite in the umpteenth degree. Where he would just want to help. How? By talking? By denigrating? That's helping? If you truly want to help people, you will be pushing for policies to embolden and to enrich people. Because most of the crime come from the poor people in the community. Go to middle class Black America and tell me how much crime you get. Now juxtapose that against white America. And let's see how much crime and who does what per capita. Middle class and up. Whenever you get to wealthy Black people, there is little to no crime. When you get to wealthy white people, that's crimes against humanity. God almighty. See, you have to think. I don't watch BET. You know why? Because I'm too busy watching you. Because I know how you operate simply by history. I understand history. I look at the Beacon score. I look at what you've done and what you will do and what you're pretending not to do. I'm watching. And I know everything ain't racism, but a lot of it is. Like Charlie Kirk, he's no different than Bull Connor, or David Duke, or Jared Taylor, or Nick Fuentes, or Trump, or Joe Biden, or Hulk Hogan. They all the same. They share the same views. And you want me or people that look at me to have some compassion? Something apparently is wrong with you. You are insane. What it is you believe your own lies. And that's the worst lie to believe. The worst place to be is in a sunken place that you start believing your own lies. There is no help for a person like that. Because they fighting against straw man arguments in their own head and projecting those same insidious arguments onto everybody else. You see, this guy's get paraded around for his anti-Blackness. That's what he's paraded around for. Nothing else, nothing more.
This man also said Dr. Martin Luther King was an awful person and not a good person. He said if he's on a plane and he sees a Black pilot, oh boy, I hope he's qualified, is all that stuff. Y'all remember recently there was a flood and some white kids got caught up in a flood and I think they perished in a flood. And this dude turned around and blamed Black people, talking about the fire chief who was miles away was a DEI hire and he just wasn't qualified and they allowed the white kids to drown. This was a vile dude, man. So for them to expect us to drop down and have empathy. Now I have seen some Black people, quote unquote, shedding tears. Tethers. Have you noticed that? What Tethers? Oh, I've seen some tethers boo-hooing. Some of these foreign Negroes, I've seen some of them boo-hooing about it. So yeah, this is very interesting. I'm looking at the people who are sad about this, because we don't owe him anything. We don't owe Charlie Kirk anything.
Nothing.
I want y'all to understand something. Empathy is not owed to anybody who showed us none. Charlie Kirk repeatedly denied the humanity of Black victims. He defended the systems that allowed them to be killed without justice. And it's hypocritical for anybody to sit up here and tell us, after they done sat there and watched this dude promote anti-Black narratives, to ask us to show some type of empathy towards him. Come on now, we're going to have to get deep. We're going to have to get deep. You spent years promoting racial hostility, and somebody on CNN said it. Some white person was like, yeah, he's been spewing a lot of hate, and yeah, he's been doing all, and then CNN had to go out and make an apology. I guess the white supremacist trolls start calling up there, threatening or whatever. Yeah, the white supremacists, well, they took a big L with this one. They don't like this one. This is a big L. But the thing is, yeah, we're told that we have to extend empathy to Kirk because he got hit allegedly by a white person. And the white supremacists, they don't extend any empathy towards Black deaths. There was no national call for empathy when Eric Garner, he died, and then all these other people, Philando Castile, none of that stuff. Charlie Kirk and those dudes, they use those deaths for political clout.
Come on.
So why should Black people play this whole empathy game by ourselves? We're not doing that. His platform was built on anti-Black messaging. He wasn't just a controversial speaker, because a lot of people are like, well, he was just talking and speech and free speech. This dude helped push policies that harm people in the real world.
Fact.
He always pushed this narrative that systematic racism doesn't exist and that Black Americans, we were somehow entitled and that police brutality was exaggerated. So his death does not erase that. It don't erase that. Let me tell you something. Your death don't sanitize your legacy. I know that we have a thing where people don't like speaking ill on the dead, but somebody who marginalized people as a career, no, we can give an honest assessment of a public figure. We're just giving an honest assessment. We're not denigrating him. We're repeating his words. I put up a picture of, y'all see the picture I put up of Charlie Kirk in heaven with George Zimmerman? I put up a picture of Charlie Kirk in heaven with George Floyd. They giving a fist bump in heaven. All the white supremacists got so mad. Oh, God damn you, Tarek. Too soon, dude. What? I put rest in power. I didn't put nothing derogatory. I put a picture of George Floyd and Charlie Kirk in heaven giving each other the fist bump. Now, what's wrong with that? Huh? They're both in the afterlife.
Oh, trust me. Yeah, they in the afterlife, but he in a place where the worms never die. Yeah. You can't go to heaven like that, fam. No, I'm sorry. You can't go to heaven spilling no hate speech and you hate another race of people. Everything that you thought and said and uttered, everything was negative and you pushed it in the law. Oh, I don't care how many Bible verses you quote. The devil quote Bible verses. Don't you know that? The devil know more Bible than you know. Don't you know that? The devil go to church too. This is the, I'm finna go ahead and take the gloves off. This is the same spirit that you seen way, way back in the day when the people used to lynch Black people and go to church and then say they Christians. This is the same spirit. These Sambos will tell you racism don't exist. Racism don't. You a fool in every sense of the word. Look me in my eye. You a fool. And when your wake up call come, nobody's gonna say anything because you died a coward. You are exposed as a coward, an imbecile, a numbskull. Somebody that suffered from Stockholm syndrome. You're crying about somebody that wouldn't even acknowledge your existence, accept everything negative is about you while ignoring their problems. And I said it in the comment section a couple of days ago. I said, y'all keep on ignoring y'all problems. Keep on ignoring your problems and watch your birth rates drop. Watch how all of this murder and mayhem is going to continue to take place. But they don't want to ignore that. They want to focus on what black folks doing while ignoring their problem. Ultimately, that's going to be the driving force to your demise. Did you hear me? I say that's going to be the driving force to your demise because your focus is on the wrong place. You need to focus on what you got going on in your house. Take care of your house first. And then you can come and talk about my house. But you over there with a missing roof, the weather is on the inside, and you over here talking about where y'all don't know. Concentrate on what you got going on. And if you really want to help by giving us reparations. Mic drop.
All right, he made a career talking about George Floyd's death and justifying it, and then now look at him. They kicking it. Huh?
Yeah, they kicking it up.
But listen, you can't demand morality from the people you oppress. This is the same people, they turn a blind eye to injustice against us and then demand that we take the high road. I've had people say that. You guys should take the high road. High road, hell. That's emotional manipulation.
That's right.
No. You're not going to weaponize morality against us, and you're sitting up here propping up this person who was one of the main oppressors. See, that high road talk, that's a tool of control, ladies and gentlemen. Telling black people to be better or show grace, that's a little psychological tactic to silence justified frustration. You know, it's a demand that we uphold the moral standard while the white supremacists can be as vile as they want to be without any consequences. No. We don't do that.
Every single time there's a family being taken out by the dad or the mom or the kids, crickets. You know what they'll say? It's gun control. I seen people blame them trying to unalive their spouse on Alka-Seltzer. It's the blood pressure medicine that did it. Oh, it's affluenza. I was just too rich. I just didn't know it was wrong. I was catered to all of my life. They come up with any excuse under the heavens, and you never is held accountable. Accountability is foreign, and that's okay. But you gonna see what's gonna happen by 2045 because you don't want no accountability. You have an inability to take accountability. Let me say that again. Let me get my Dr. Umar Johnson on. You have the inability to take accountability. Ultimately, it will lead to your demise. That's what's going to happen in 2045. The number's going to drop and go continue to drop. And I know most of the time, the white supremacists get more violent whenever their number drop. And that's fine. This is not South Africa, though. This ain't South Africa. We the only people that will stand on business whenever it's time. Do not let these people make you feel away for standing on business. There is a such thing as having compassion for somebody that show compassion. And the Bible say love your enemies. I do love them. I do love them. But that doesn't mean that I'm a fool either. I ain't a fool. I could know somebody that can't stand me and I can still have love for them, but that still doesn't mean that I have to deal with them and drink tea and eat crumpets with them. That don't mean that. This dude here was against people that look like me all the way, 100%. But people put him in heaven. I don't know what Bible that y'all talking about because that don't match nothing in there. See, you want to cherry pick. And some of y'all people just hate just for no reason. Just for no reason at all. You want to look down on black society. You're looking in the ghettos and you're pointing your finger. If you go look for something like that, you can find it. Like I can go pull up hundreds and thousands of stories and post them all the time. And that's what I'm doing because I'm trying to counter the balance of what y'all do. So I'm going on the defense, trying to defend people because you messing with people psychologically. Oh, black people this. Oh, black people that. And for some people are so weak-minded, they internalize that. Well, maybe that we need to do better. That's one fool that did something over there. That don't have nothing to do with me. Chicago don't have nothing to do with me. If we have to bear the brunt of Chicago, you have to take the brunt of the man that unalived Charlie Kirk and all of them people that unalive their families all the time. Is at biblical proportions all the time. They always unaliving people, but the news sweep that up on the rug quickly. They don't talk about that. But something that happened on the train, a Ukrainian woman, oh, it's publicized, it's propaganda. Oh, the big black man. Should he didn't know? I don't condone that. But about a month ago, a white man did the same thing. Crickets. See, it shows you the hypocrisy, the flaw in these people. They will lie and cheat and steal at all costs. And you think that you can somehow lock arms with these people? I lock arms with white folks, not white supremacists. Let me say that again. I lock arms with white people that's embedded in truth. I can lock arms with them. Those are my brothers and sisters. But I can't lock arms with no Charlie Kirk. He a white supremacist. See, I can't lock arms with him. And if you can't distinguish the difference, you the problem. You the problem. You are the problem. But guys, shout out to King Flex for always standing on business, guys. Shout out to the new black media, Jason Black, Alpha Network, Alpha Elite, Terrain Reloaded, all the brothers and sisters that's doing good work, trying to inform the people, loving the people. And just because you love yourself, oh, well, you hate white people. No, I don't like white supremacists. White people are fine, but I don't like white supremacists. And I'm going to tell you that every chance I get. And you can't make me like them. And if you are one, yeah, we have a problem, a major problem. Yeah, that's what I said. But guys, until next time, peace. And remember, hit the like button and come back to see me because there is more.
Obviously, I didn't know Charlie Kirk. I was generally aware of some of his ideas. I think those ideas were wrong. But that doesn't negate the fact that what happened was a tragedy and that I mourn for him and his family. He's a young man with 2 small children and a wife who obviously, and a huge number of friends and supporters who cared about him. And so we have to extend grace to people during their period of mourning and shock. We can also, at the same time, say that I disagree with the idea that the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was a mistake. That's not me politicizing the issue. It's making an observation about who are we as a country. I can say that I disagree with the suggestion that my wife or Justice Jackson does not have adequate brain processing power. I can say that I disagree that Martin Luther King was awful. I
Boy, 803, man.
Bye.